Initially, making the perfect fried chicken juicy on the inside and crispy on the outside used to be a luxury due to the time it took to prepare. However, Harlan Sanders changed that by creating his own recipe and inducing the cooking time from 30 minutes to 10 minutes. Let's get on with the video. Harlan Sanders, a survivor of the Great Depression and World War II, faced many obstacles on his journey to start a franchise. After being rejected countless of times, he eventually turned his $150 Social Security check into millions of dollars for his franchise. Harlan was born on a farm in Henryville, Indiana, and had to take care of his younger siblings and do most of cooking when his father passed away and his mother had to work in canning factories. By the age of 7, he had already mastered cooking bread, chicken, and meat. After getting fired from his first job at a farm at the age of 10, Harlan promised his disappointed mother that he would make up for it in the future. He dropped out of 7th grade at the age of 13 and pursued various jobs, including being a streetcar conductor, soldier, railroad fireman, lighting manufacturer, and even a lawyer. Harlan's life took a positive turn when he became a gas station operator and earned over $12,000 a month from gas sales. However, he faced setbacks during the Great Depression and had to sell his equipment to make rent. He eventually found success again when he was asked to run a gas station in Corbin by Shell. Overall, Harlan Sanders' journey to success was filled with challenges and obstacles, but his perseverance and hard work eventually paid off. In 1930, Sanders began operating a service station in Corbin, Kentucky, and started serving his own fried chicken recipe to customers who stopped by. He had been running this business for several years but was struggling to make ends meet. At the time, the Great Depression was still in full swing, and many people were struggling to find work. One day, Sanders hit upon an idea that would change his life and the fast food industry forever. He began serving his own recipe for fried chicken to customers who stopped by his service station. The recipe, which included a blend of 11 herbs and spices, quickly became popular, and people would come from miles around just to try it. Sanders was a natural salesman and promoter, and he began to promote his fried chicken recipe throughout the region. He traveled to different towns and set up temporary stands to sell his chicken. He also started calling on restaurant owners and convincing them to add his fried chicken to their menus. In 1935, Harlan Sanders was named an honorary Kentucky colonel by Governor Ruby Laffoon in recognition of his culinary contributions to the state. This was a great honor, as the title of Kentucky colonel is one of the highest honors awarded by the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Sanders had been operating a service station in Corbin, Kentucky, and had started serving his own fried chicken recipe to customers who stopped by. He had been working on perfecting his recipe for several years, and it had become quite popular in the area. The honorary title of Kentucky Colonel was a testament to his culinary skills and his dedication to his craft. In 1939, Sanders expanded his operations and opened a restaurant in a motel in Asheville, North Carolina, called Sanders Court and Cafe. During World War II, Harlan Sanders served in the U.S. Army as a private. He was stationed in Cuba, where he worked as a cook for the soldiers stationed there. Sanders has already gained a reputation as an excellent cook before he joined the army, and his skills were put to good use during his time in the military. Sanders' time in the army had a significant impact on his life and his business. While he was stationed in Cuba, he learned how to prepare different types of cuisine, including Cuban and Puerto Rican dishes. He also gained valuable experience in managing a kitchen and serving large groups of people. After the war, Sanders returned to the United States and continued to operate his restaurant in Kentucky. However, he began to think about franchising his fried chicken recipe to other restaurants. He believed that the recipe had the potential to become a national sensation, and he was eager to share it with others. Sanders' experience in the army helped him to refine his recipe and develop new techniques for preparing and serving food. He also learned the importance of efficiency and speed in a kitchen, which would become essential when he began franchising his recipe to other restaurants. After the war, Sanders moved to Shelbyville, Kentucky, and franchised his chicken recipe to other restaurants under the name of Kentucky Fried Chicken. In 1952, Sanders opened the first KFC franchise in Salt Lake City, Utah. By mid-1960s, KFC had expanded to over 600 locations across the United States and Canada. In 1964, Sanders sold KFC to a group of investors for $2 million but remained as a spokesman and goodwill ambassador for the company. In 1973, Harlan Sanders stepped down from his role as a spokesman for Kentucky Fried Chicken, the fast food chain he had founded and built into a global brand. Sanders had sold KFC in 1964 to a group of investors for $2 million, but he had remained a spokesperson and goodwill ambassador for the company. However, in the early 1970s, Sanders had become increasingly unhappy with the direction that KFC was taking. The company had gone through several changes in ownership, and Sanders felt that the quality of the food had suffered as a result. He also felt that the company had lost touch with its roots and was no longer staying true to its original recipe. In 1973, Sanders decided to step down the company's spokesperson and began to distance himself from KFC. He sold most of his remaining shares in the company and began to focus on other business ventures. Sanders continued to be active in various business ventures throughout 1970s, including a line of frozen foods and a chain of restaurants called Claudia Sanders Diner House, named after his wife. However, his health began to decline and he suffered several heart attacks in the late 1970s. Harlan Sanders passed away on December 16, 1980, at the age of 90. He is remembered as an iconic figure in the fast food industry, and his original recipe for fried chicken remains a popular menu item at KFC restaurants around the world. Throughout in his life, Harlan Sanders was known for his entrepreneurial spirit, culinary expertise, and colorful personality. Today, KFC remains a popular fast food chain with thousands of locations worldwide. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Make sure to like and subscribe for more interesting and helpful contents. See you next time.